What up? What up? What up? Y'all
Hello,
know what
friends.
time it is. It's reality recap time, but before we actually get into the mess, let's go ahead and give you some of the branding. All right.
All right, we're Black and Curious. I'm Kandron.
What's good? It's your girl Dehjai. I am gonna be a little bit low volume and temperature today because your girl has been taken out by migraines. So we are here trying to make it happen.
Yes. Um, I assume you are not drinking.
Hell to the no. Like,
Yeah.
y'all, I suffer with hemiplegic migraines. So, the alcohol and all the medicines that I am on right now, probably not the best idea.
Yes.
So, because of that, I have a little concoction because I am nauseous. So, I have a little Pellegrino, some lime juice, and some ginger in
Nice.
here to help settle my stomach because my pharmacy did not have my medications ready. So, here we are.
Okay.
Yes, but that's okay. We're
Um,
gonna make it through. I got about 30 minutes in me.
yeah.
What you got, sis?
I am having the Maison Noir, the other
Mm.
people's Pinot. Um, and if you're new around here, I did write a post to tell you all about my favorite Black-owned wines and spirits. So I will leave the link down below with everything else. All of our beauty details, all of our drink details are down below, as well as timestamps, because we're going to do a few different topics today. So
Yes.
stay tuned.
So about a week ago, prior to the debacle with the migraines, we started doing a little bit of like pop culture news at the top of the show. So, in bringing that back, let's talk a couple of things, shall we?
All right, let's do it.
So the first thing on the list is for Kanye. I know Kanye is like on everybody's last nerves these days. Like this whole Kanye and Kim debacle where we are all into the family drama of it all. Like I don't know that we need to be included. I think there was like an Instagram post or a Twitter post where somebody was like, "Keep us out of the damn group chat."
Take us out of the group chat.
Listen, I totally understand. I totally get it, but like I the most recent thing that I saw was Kanye having conversations around his breakdowns, if you will, and wanting to basically express to people like, hey, I'm doing all these things to show you that you can do and be different, which gives me like a twinge of Kanye from yesteryear, but nonetheless, it's still a little bit confounding because I'm just like, Kanye, like these antics, like baby, like him and the Pete guy, I don't even know his name, but like and the drama with him and the back and forth, like you've had a lot of things in the past couple of years that have made Black people question your sanity and your like blackness, and so it's kind of hard now to give us Kanye of yesteryear and expect for everybody to just accept it so willingly, but nonetheless people do because they love Kanye's music. Like he's a musical genius. So like I don't know. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
First of all, I would like to harken back to a previous video that we discussed, which is to keep something for yourself. So if Kanye could kindly do that, I would be so ever happy about that. Um, and we talked about him in that specific video as well. So go back and watch that next. Um, I don't have anything to say. I am over him. I am over the charades. I am over the stuff about Kim not letting him see the kids when we just saw North and Saint, I think that was at the Super Bowl
Mm-hmm.
with him with his mask on.
Cause looking crazy as hell. Like what is going on with the beekeeper suit of death?
I'm just over it. You know, you're talking about this woman won't let you see your kids, but you're not around to see them. You're in Miami with this new lady.
Who looks
Or
like a Barbie a copy, excuse me, of freaking Kim. Like what is going on?
like gallivanting or what. Like I'm just over it. I'm over Kanye. I the For me, I'm a person that I can only excuse but so much. And I reached my peak with Kanye in the Trump years. So
Yeah.
now I am so far beyond that. Like there is no, and like I said before in that video, there's no redemption for him, for me. Like I have not listened to anything since. I have nothing for him to do. I have nothing to say about him.
But like,
Go away.
okay, so
That's
I've
what I have
not
to
really
say.
listened to the Kanye music over the last couple of years. It's been quite some time, but that the Religious Project, I don't know what it's called, the gospel album that he did with the choir, like that is amazing.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I
what I
love
heard.
it. It's really, really, really good.
I don't
And
care.
to to like his credit, like he's just more so like the producer, like the background. He really isn't on it being, the Kanye-isms of it all. Like you might hear a little ad-lib here and there, but it's mostly like the musicology of the choir getting down. So like, I don't know. If it's in your wheelhouse, I would listen to it if you haven't done so already. I understand Kandron's point of view and perspective because Kanye has been very problematic for a while.
He just gets on my nerves. Like he just gets on my nerves. Like I just can't. I can't. He gets on my nerves. And them people get on my nerves too. So there is no redemption amongst the crew.
All right, well, we're gonna move right on along because Kandron is over this man. Okay,
I am. Then let's move.
So the next topic, there has been some rumblings in Twitter streets via Instagram for me, because your girl's not on Twitter, where they're talking about whether or not Euphoria is too sexualized for the perspective of them being teenagers and in high school. Like, I think I would agree. I think that's probably why I find this show so like I'm drawn in, but it's also so problematic because of the fact that they are in high school. And to me, that is really fucking scary, considering like these are understandably so. These are the things that are happening to some high school children, right? But at the same token, like one of the points that I read was someone speaking about whether or not it's appropriate to have this level of sexual conduct and content centered around high school kids, even though the actors are adults. But it's very adult, and their concern is like, you're displaying this for pedophiles to see. And so like, what, like, is this a good thing? It's good material, it's a good show, it's very interesting, it's very well written and produced. Like, the videography is fucking beautiful, but the content of it and the age, like, who is this show for? Maybe that's what the question is. Like,
I don't watch Euphoria. I don't watch it because I don't do drug shit. Like, drug shit stresses me out. So unfortunately, I don't have an opinion to weigh in here. I don't have an opinion, honestly.
I don't know. Y'all drop down in the comments and let us know if you watch Euphoria, what you think of the show, and what you think of this idea that like it's just too sexualized for it to be a high school, like centered around high school age kids.
Yeah.
And what you believe there. I just thought that was interesting, and the people are actually talking about it now that we're in the second season. It is a whole lot of sex going on, like sex, drugs, and rock and roll, like literally. So y'all let us know, and please forgive me and bear with me. I'm struggling with the stuttering and carrying on. It's my head.
Yeah. Well, we can move on. Kierra Sheard, I'll take this one. So basically, to make a very long story short, and we're about a week behind on this, so I'm not going to belabor it, but I do have a story time. Not going to belabor the point. Basically, Kierra Sheard was like, I don't let my friends come and stay with my home as to not present like temptation to my husband. And it was just like, huh, girl, what? And like a lot of people were very up in arms about it. And I think what she said was absolutely ridiculous. But I was not surprised. That's stuff that church people say and do all the time. I was not surprised at all. And I had an experience with this where, without saying too much, I went to stay with a friend, and she had just had a baby. And I was there to help her, with her first child. And I was cooking and like making sure she had food and like, making things that she could freeze, or like I make granola so she could have for breakfast and stuff like that. But about and I didn't stay long because that's one thing about me. I'm not gonna stay too long. So I think it was like a long weekend, maybe 3 days, 4 max. Like I may have gotten there on like a Thursday evening and left like a Sunday afternoon or something. I was in school at the time, I think. Yeah, I would have been in school at the time. So I don't think I was there that long. It may have been a long weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But it became clear about a day and a half to 2 days in that she was not interested in having me be in the same room with her husband without her there. And she also had a very rigid schedule that she was on with her child. So she was napping when the child took a nap, which was fine. But it was clear that I was expected to be on whatever level that she was on, and that he was supposed to be on the opposite level. And so
Like, girl, what?
yes.
Do you think that your friend is finna be out here smacking bellies with your husband? And if that's what you think of your friend and your husband, then why are you friends with the friend and married to the husband?
Right. So yeah. At first it was it. I don't know. I don't know what I expected or what it was, and I'm like I said, I'm not gonna say too much, but it
That is
really was.
wild.
It was very uncomfortable, and I never visited that friend ever again.
I don't blame you. I would
But
not
it
have
was very uncomfortable because, like, toward the end of the trip, it was like she was taking long naps when the child was taking a nap, and I'm like upstairs in the guest room, like off of their, off of her bedroom, and there was like no TV, and it wasn't like a big social media time, so it wasn't really for anything for me to do other than just like be in the room, just to kind of respect her wishes and in a boundary that she clearly hadn't expressed, but it was very obvious that she intended. So I was not so all of that to say I was not surprised that Kierra Sheard had this standard for her home. And it's like,
Child,
then just don't invite anyone to stay. How about that?
that part.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I know,
Yeah.
like, I listened to recently um, on my many trips to the damn doctor in the hospital. I listened to our dear favorite Demetria L. Lucas's
Yeah.
show. She was talking about this, and her whole argument as someone who is now a divorcee or divorcee, maybe,
Mhm.
was like what I said. Like, if you feel this way about your friend and your husband, then like
Yeah.
what are you saying? Like, she and Demetria was saying, like, I would feel as a friend, like, what are you trying to say about me? Like,
Yeah.
that's very fucking offensive.
It was
Like,
very uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable. As someone who's been in that situation, it was very uncomfortable, and I just didn't understand like why she had like why she even wanted me there. Um and
yeah,
honestly, there may have been other things. This, his first kid, she's used to being a certain way, and it could have been maybe some internal insecurity or something like that too. I don't know. I never asked about it, and again, it just was. Um, but yeah, and it was never spoken about, but it was very clear. Like it was
yeah.
very clear. Like every time she went upstairs, is like telling him like, "Hey, come take a nap," or "Come whatever." Like it was very clear. It was very, very clear.
That is awkward.
Yeah.
My word. All
Yeah.
right, so well, that's all we have writing for this week for the pop
Yeah.
culture. We got to keep it short.
Let's do
So
it.
let's get into the actual shows.
All right. Let's do Ladies Who List first. I don't know.
Ciao. That Robin and Cristyl frenemies to the end. They
Yeah.
are confounding. Again, that is my word for the night.
Yeah.
Confounding. Because, like, what is going on? Like, 10 minutes in the first 20 minutes into the show, it was Robin at Crystyl's neck and vice versa. And then again, like we said in a previous conversation, I think it was our Ladies Who List conversation, frenemies. They were like chopping up. So, like, are we gonna go and hang out? Let's do lunch. Let's do dinner. Like, what is going on? That level of chaos. I just don't understand. I
Yeah.
no.
And they seem to kind of call a truce. And Cristyl brought that it was a gorgeous bouquet that she brought for Robin's birthday as sort of, I guess, a peace offering. But it was just their whole relationship is just very, very strange to me. And again, like Dehjai was saying, we talked about frenemies. I'll put the conversation in the cards, but it was just like, girl, what? Like, y'all are so weird together. Like, and then
Mhm.
Cristyl with this whole like asking all of her friends, do you want to go to a swingers party? It's like, girl, you don't want to go. Like what?
Sis,
Like Cristyl,
what is going on?
of all of the people on this cast that I think would be into that sort of thing, you are at the very bottom of the list. Like she seems very like straight laced and whatever. But I was just like, girl, ain't nobody trying to go to this party with you. Relax. Like you don't want to do it. That man want to be with multiple people and you're not interested. Just say that.
Right. But the thing is, she's doing the thing that women do when they want someone. They're trying to be into the things that he is into and trying to see, like, basically trying to put on the coat of the pastor from yesteryear, whatever his name was. The pastor that said that his wife was a big ass jacket, remember?
Oh, John Gray.
So, like,
what a disaster, by the way.
Hello, but neither here nor there. Cristyl sis is basically doing that thing where she's putting on the coat.
We don't believe you
if she can fit into it.
We don't believe you.
And it's like, baby girl, this is not your wheelhouse. Or if it is your wheelhouse, I think you don't believe in it for yourself. Like I
don't have a problem with people like coming into their own and like being open to different ideas or whatever. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but it's something that she clearly doesn't want to do. Like that's what I'm struggling with. I'm like, girl, why are you going through all these changes internally and mentally and running around telling your friends that you want to be with some man that wants to be with other people? Like that's not what you want, girl.
If that ain't your size, then don't buy it. Like it's okay. You can put it back on the shelf. It's all right. There'll be another one.
It'll be fine for someone else. While we're talking about Cristyl, Tiffani is my girl. I like Tiffani because I am Tiffani. Like how the end, Robin was talking to Tiffani, it was like, oh, well, let me start with Cristyl. Cristyl was kind of like, well, I just get negative energy from Tiffani and all of this stuff. And I was like, girl, you're projecting. And when Robin took that information to Tiffani, was like, well, maybe you guys can just have a little powwow because, and Tiffani was kind of like, I don't dislike her. I don't like her. I don't care. Like, I don't have any feelings about her. And like, some people truly underestimate other people's ability to not care. Like, and I find, especially like, as I get older or whatever, in different conversations, especially, it's just like people really think that you have to be invested in everything and you don't. And they don't know how to receive someone who just says, I do not care. Like I have had situations where even at work, like at my old job, I remember having a conversation where I'm just like, hey, here's what I was thinking. I honestly don't care. I just wanted to bring something to the table. And somebody being very like irate. And I was just like, I just told you I didn't care. Like, you don't have to take my idea at all. I honestly do not care. And it turned into this whole like big commotion. And I'm just like, what is the problem? I told you people, I don't care. Like people truly I don't know if it's frustrated or to use your word, confounded by people who just truly don't have an opinion about something and truly don't care. And I am one of those people. Either I care significantly or I don't care at all.
I think that the issue is like when people say that they don't care, sometimes they actually do care, but they're saying they don't care to be dismissive about whatever the situation is. And
not everybody.
Because of that, right. That's why I said some people. So because of that, I think that the issue comes in where it's just kind of like, well, what the hell does that mean? Like when you say you don't care, what does it mean exactly? When you know what I mean? Like you don't care how we do it. You're open either way. Like those are the things that I think are lost in translation when all you say is I don't care.
Yeah. And like in that situation, thinking about the situation I was in, I was just kind of like, hey, I just wanted to get the conversation started. Whether you choose to like go with my suggestions or not, it doesn't really matter to me. I just wanted to have something so that we can, we have a jumping off point, And so people think like I don't know, like sometimes I have to tell people like they're waiting for me to have a reaction. And I just simply say like, I don't know enough to care either way, or I don't know enough to form an opinion. Like I don't know.
That's better than saying like, care. I don't care. I think I don't care is like a quick fallback that people use to dismiss things, and that is like a conversational flaw. That's
Maybe.
my
But
opinion.
I just feel like words mean things. And if I say, I know some people are very like, I don't care, and they're saying it to be combative, but like not
Mhm,
everybody. Like some people just
mhm,
truly
mhm.
don't care. And I'm very much of the opinion of if I say I don't care, I truly do not care. Like, and
Girl.
it's not to be dismissive. So, anyways, back to Tiffany. She was just kind of like, you know, very much like, I don't know enough about her to have an opinion about her one way or the other. Like, we don't know each other. So
Yeah.
I don't have negative energy toward her, nor do I want to sit down with her. I do not have an opinion of this lady. We don't know each other.
Yeah. And I don't blame
And
Tiffany for that. I think what I
yeah,
also appreciated too was just like I'm not even bothered. Her stance of like being not even bothered to want to sit down and break bread to clear or demystify this belief that Tiffany doesn't
exactly.
like Cristyl. She was just like, I'm not interested.
Like, I'm not interested. I'm not invested either way. Like, I've got stuff going on. And that ties into the last point that I had, anyways, of her saying I had stuff, she has stuff going on. Um, and how Robin was kind of like, oh, people without children, they can
Don't
kind of
always
get,
understand. Yeah.
like, yeah, they can kind of get like wrapped up on these little things or whatever. And then Quiana, she comes in
Blew
having
off
this
the handle.
off the handle. And like I understood, it was like a perfect example of somebody just like
Hit dogs
going,
hollering.
yeah, and
I'm
like
sorry.
being more like a little more sensitive because it is like to do with her fertility and stuff. It's just like
Yeah.
she felt really strongly about that, and we see her previously going to a fertility doctor and doing the whole, trying to see if she could conceive and baseball mom stuff. It's like that's an obligation that you don't have. Like that's
Then
just
you
a
gotta
fact.
fucking think about it. And it's just like, girl, like you if ever there was a moment to be like, your triggers are showing, it was
Yeah.
right then.
And she seemed like it was like Robin and Tiffany were having a conversation, and she just kind of like caught a little piece of the conversation and like flew off with it. It was like, ma'am, you weren't here for none of the rest of that conversation. Like when you got caught that little piece because you were in your feelings already, and it's like you flew off. It was just like,
That shit was wild. I
it
was
was
just like,
actually painful to watch. To me, it was very painful to watch.
and like I think at that gathering, I think all four of them are Libras, which is so interesting.
Yeah. They were having like a Libra brunch or something.
Yeah, because of everybody's birthdays being so close together. But like, oh, we done lost Kandron. But yeah, like this whole idea that like because I think that sometimes, let me correct myself here. I think that sometimes with people in general, I'm not going to generalize the Libras because I'm a Libra rising. So hey y'all, they can take things, and people in general can take things very, very personally. And what I will say about Libras is that they can be like pit bulls in a skirt.
Mm.
And what I mean by that is like Libra women, that is like if it's something that you are very emotionally tied to or like have strong feelings about, I have known many a Libra woman to react in the way that Quiana did. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like, ooh, girl, like sometimes you got to like the scales is not balanced. That's what cousin Faye be saying.
Yeah.
The scales is not balanced right now. Says chill, 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 stop, abort. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I felt bad for her because after seeing her fertility struggle, like I felt
yeah,
bad that she obviously this is something she really wants, and so any little thing she's gonna take it as a slight, like as a slight to. Let me not speak to that experience because I don't have that experience, but like
yeah.
any little thing she's going to take as saying something about her, and it's like, girl, it's not really about
It's not
you. Like
about
it's
you.
really, and it's not even just like not about you in their conversation thing. It's like it's not about necessarily about you as far as your body is concerned too. And I feel like that's where she was like coming from a place of,
Say more about that.
no, just like I feel like I've seen I've seen more than one person go through infertility in my life. Some close friends, some aunts, like I've seen a number of people, and it's just like sometimes it's just your body can't do it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's not about you. It's not your fault. It's
Yeah.
not, you know what
And
I'm
nobody's
saying?
blaming you for your the
Yeah.
body's, like inability to do what it is that you want to do,
Right.
like
So
sing
I just felt like,
something. But
yeah,
yeah.
like it felt like she was lashing out, like almost as if like it's not my fault that I don't have kids. And it's just like, girl, no, we weren't talking
Nobody
about
said
that. But
that.
like, whoa, slow down, ma'am. You
Child.
know?
Was there anything else that really happened in this episode? I don't really feel like it.
No, that's it. I only have those 4 points on my list, so we can move on.
We can move right on along. Ready to Love, it is.
Yeah. I
Um,
actually like this season a lot better than the last one.
I don't.
Really?
I don't. It's not giving me anything. The people that I seem to enjoy are Clifton and Joy.
Yes, my favorites. Yes.
Joy is just beautiful.
She is.
She's just like, she radiates like physical beauty, but like her energy is just peaceful and kind.
Absolutely.
And she's like a joy to watch. So, girl, if you watch this, we love you over here. Okay.
Yeah. She just has such like a beauty. Like you said, like her spirit is just, she's just so fun and full of life. And like, she just seems like a good
very
time.
real.
Yeah. And real and like down to earth, but like a very good time. I like her a lot. She's my favorite.
Yeah, totally agree. Dehjai, I don't know, whatever. She, I'm sorry, that's disrespectful. She's interesting. I do like the pairing of her with the new guy that came in.
Okay.
Eric the chef, who that's how he introduces himself to everyone. That's his tagline. I think that out of the matches that we've seen thus far, those two are probably seemingly the best suited, even though Dehjai, I'm sorry. Those two seem to be the most suited for one another at this point, even though like Eric just got there. But I'm not crazy about how they put people on and then take people off. I don't know.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I just wish like my biggest problem with that is like I'm trying to follow the names and kind of keep up and I can't figure out, like I don't be knowing the new people names.
Hello, that's what I'm saying. And that like next week I will try to make sure I have like the little thing up here to help me because clearly my brain is failing me.
Yeah.
So
I think for me,
they sent home Paul Bunyan.
Aggravating. He is so aggravating. It was time.
Paul Bunyan?
Yes. That was
cornbread,
the one who
bread, whatever his cornbread fed, whatever he said his name was.
He was the one that was just like, he said somebody was too forward and then somebody wasn't interested enough. And so it was just really conflicting of like what he actually wants.
The man with the cat that died.
Oh no, not that guy. Not that guy. Oh, sorry. I'm talking about actual Paul. I'm talking about actual Paul.
Yeah, P.O. Not him.
Okay, not him. Well, he's irritating. No, the guy with the cat who died.
Got to go home.
Bless his heart, but he just had to go. He wasn't making connections. But Paul is really aggravating to me.
Yes, no, that's Grandpa, and Grandpa got to go home.
He's to go.
It's like you are trying to pursue the young lady who I love that she was super direct. I think her name was Sabrina. She was just like, you know what? I see you more like a mentor. There's not a love interest here. And so like for that reason, like I don't want to waste your time and I don't want to waste mine. So like, we could be really cool, hang out and you could be my mentor.
Yeah.
I appreciated her directness and her honesty in that. But like I don't like P.O. I don't
like him either. And then he was kind of like, well, that's it. He was giving very much like, well, that's their problem that they can't see it in me. That like
what the hell are you talking about? Nobody likes you.
Nobody.
So if that's their problem, then why are you on this show, Papa?
So I like he was
here. Get out of here.
He was just annoying to me.
He's old. Okay, I'm sorry. He is just old.
I hope they find another new guy to bring in. That
please. But they didn't send Papa home. They sent home Paul Bunyan.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying I hope that the new guy they bring in is
Oh
exciting
yeah,
enough that they will boot him off since he was in the bottom two last week.
agreed. I agree. I wish like I feel bad for Paul Bunyan, but I think that like he got did like most of the plus size people women have been done on this show, and they send them hoes home quick.
Well, he was just boring though, because they don't always send the heftier gentlemen home. A lot of times the heftier gentlemen
He's
will
the
make it to
heftiest
the end.
gentleman that they've had on the show. I don't remember
They
nobody else.
no, they've had some make it to the end.
Mm-mm.
They have. In Atlanta, they had one of the guys made it to the end.
That was Fluffy. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
But listen, we can't hold it to Deja's brain. I told you my brain is failing today. Just
Yeah.
a little bit.
And he was like, I felt like he was the one that a lot of people were after. And there's another fluffy gentleman that's left. The one with Joy.
Clifton ain't Fluffy. Clifton is no.
All right, semantics,
Fluffy is
whatever.
Paul Bunyan.
I'm just saying, like, he didn't have a personality, and I think that's why he went home.
I mean, he was born, like you said, but I don't think. I just feel like to the point of like the fluffiness and the fluffy peoples on the show, my people, right? I think that we get slighted. We never seem to get down to the end or even like down to like the last few people. Like there aren't any matches really. And then there's like for the women specifically, like it's men out here that love a plus size girl. I can attest to that. And they don't be fluffy, okay? They
Yeah.
be fitness gurus and whatever else have you. So like to see these women be like played on TV like that, I've said this before. I hate it. I really don't like to see them portrayed in that way. And majority of the time, the women don't be really fluffy either. I think
Okay.
the only one that was fluffy was like the Houston girl, the comedian with the afro.
Yeah. I mean, I'll defer to your opinion. I don't have any experience in that department, but
I don't know. It just makes it seem like fat people don't get love, and I don't like it. That's my point.
I mean, I think that's fair, and that's a critique that I've had in the past before too. So, like, I'm not saying that that's not true. Like, it's absolutely true. Yeah, but I don't think it's. I'll just leave it there. I think it's true.
What you saying, girl?
No, I'm saying like when you line them up, like there have been people that make it to the end. Like maybe they aren't the fluffiest, but like in comparison to everybody else on the cast, there have been some what do you want to say? Whatever body types. Non-straight size body types that have progressed. But in his case, he just was not interesting. That's what I think.
I mean, he was born, but he wasn't even there long enough to be interesting. I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever, he's gone. So
yeah, let's move on.
The scene with Joy and Clifton where he almost like needed an EpiPen, I was like, Lord bless it. Not you out here at restaurants you ain't never been to before.
No, that was like yes, that was staged, and I'm gonna tell you why I think so.
Okay.
First of all, I know close people in my family that have nut allergies, like really bad nut allergies. They're asking the question, particularly at a Caribbean establishment, and they're not eating off of everybody's plate. And the fact that he was just kind of like, oh, well, let's just keep going and hope for the best. Like literally anybody else would have been like, oh no, let me go make sure. Does anybody have a Benadryl? Let me get a Benadryl. Like, can somebody get me something? He had almost like no reaction. Of course, this is production. They maybe edited it out, but like for me, he didn't have enough of a reaction as somebody who, actually has like a severe nut allergy,
Yeah. But you know what? I would say, I think that to your point of it being edited out, it probably was.
Maybe, but it made it look real fake the way they edited it.
I mean, this whole fucking season it looks real fake to me. It does not look like it looks like it was thrown together in a damn pandemic. Even though we are in a pandemic, it really looks like we're in the top of the pandemic with this season.
Yeah,
and it's slim pickings. It's just terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah. I don't mind this one. I like Tori. I like him. I hope he finds a connection. I don't think he has a connection here. But the one with the dreads, the long dreads.
Oh, girl, see, forgettable. Bye. I'm like,
No, I think he's like from the previous episodes and like the conversations he was having, he just seems like a very like down to earth, kind, sweet person. So I'm
I
hoping
don't
that
get
he's
that vibe because the conversation that he had with Joy when they was talking about all the sexual positions and the carrying on when they was playing games, even though she rolled with the punches, it was still awkward, and she said that. We didn't get
okay.
to talk about it last week
Fair
because
enough. I
what
thought
the,
they had some good one-on-one conversations before, and maybe
I mean,
it's possible I'm mixing people up too. That's highly possible as well.
listen. I know I don't disagree. I think that he has the capability to be, like kind and genuine, but I feel like a lot of the conversations that he's had with the women have been very sexually driven. Like
Maybe.
so I don't know. I don't really care for him.
Yeah. Okay. What else?
Yeah,
Laverne
okay.
talks too much. That's pretty much it. That's all I got.
Laverne does talk too much. And when it got down to, so I watched the episode right before we recorded tonight, and like I didn't realize that at the end, the new girl that had came on, Diamond or whatever. Oh wait, before we even discuss that, let's talk about how when the new girl, I think is her name Diamond, that went on the date with Vern. She was the first female blind date.
I don't know.
Okay, whatever. That girl, if y'all know who I'm talking about, when Clifton met her, he was describing her. This is from the previous week, but he was describing her. And he was like, "Oh yeah, she was this and the fox. She was a fox, and the body was boom bow, kaping, and whatever have you." But then
the one that has the necklace that she wears with everything, that ugly ass necklace she wears with everything. That's what you talk about.
Girl, I don't know. There's one girl that looked just like her that got the fucking part on the side of her head right here, and then it's like a comb over. So like, and that's the one that PO was saying was too much energy for the next coming episode.
Okay.
So I don't know who is who, but like the comb over chick, like y'all know I got a thing about bad wigs. She will from henceforth be comb over because baby girl in this last week's episode, that part was right here. And then it was combed all the way over. Like, what is going on? But no, the contacts thing, Clifton took me out. He was just like,
oh yeah, her.
He was like, I got to post her, and then I realized she had contacts, and I was like, oh.
Nah. And they were like blue or something. And I was just like,
yes,
no, yeah, she's the one with the necklace, the big necklace. And I was just like, that ugly ass necklace, girl.
Why in the year of our Lord 2022 is we out here wearing contacts that are colored and that look so ridiculous? They don't even match your like. Get something that at least it would be believable, sis. Why?
It wasn't even like a light hazel. It was like blue. It's like, girl,
like random. Like, girl, what are you doing? And then
not like a pretty blue, like a ice blue. It's like, girl, where are you going?
Right. And I'm like, we are too old. They're like, I would imagine that you would be out here with the contacts of it all in high school because people was doing it back then. But like when you 35 plus and you're wearing colored contacts that look ridiculous, you look ridiculous. It's hard to take ridiculous.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's what I have for Ready to Love. I do like the newcomers to mix things up. I just wish I could remember their names.
Girl, that's the problem. It's hard enough remembering all these people's names as it is, and then you got new people every week.
Yeah.
I'm bored. I'm watching it because we talk about it, but I'm bored. It's just not giving me like. There's
a lot of shows that aren't giving this season, to be honest. So we're gonna see.
Ciao. Hello. Let us know down in the comments what you thought about the shows that we talked about.
Yeah.
And
what you watching?
Culture. Yes. What the fuck are you watching? Because we need new things to watch. We're tired of Salt Lake.
I did see something. There was like a South African reality show on Netflix.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We'll put that down in the comments, Cam, so we can watch that.
I sent it to the Instagram. It's in there in the inbox.
Okay, well,
so maybe we'll do that. Or some. What's that other one that's back on Netflix?
That Love Is Blind.
Yes.
I didn't watch it yet. I'm just like, am I ready? I don't know. Even though I did enjoy the first season and the black guy the black girl and the white guy, Cameron. What is her name?
Lauren and Cameron.
Yeah, they're still together. So I'm like, obviously that social experiment worked. It was realer than the maths folks.
As our the white couple that stayed together.
Oh yeah, they did.
They're still together too.
Dang. All right. So let us know if you watch these shows. I feel like most of the country is going to be watching Love is Blind because we was all tuned in last year. So
Yeah. Quick
we'll
word
add
about Married at First Sight. It is a disaster this year. So if you're watching that, get down in the comments, chat with us, chat with me on Twitter. I'll be over there talking about Married at First Sight because it is a shit show.
I just can't get into that show. I'll be trying, man. Can't you make
It's
it
too
sound
late,
good?
honestly. It's too late. You had to get invested in one of the earlier seasons where it actually worked out. Now it's like the couples that they're pairing are so bad. It's like a train wreck that people can't look away from. Like one of the girls has basically said, I don't like this guy. She's called him everything but ugly, which is what she really wants to call him because he has
Who,
snaggletooth.
girl? That everything but ugly.
I mean, he's a nice guy. He's not bad looking and they're equal. They look on par with each other to me. But she thinks that she's so much more gorgeous than he is. And so basically she's like, I'm not staying with him. She was irritated with him from wedding day.
Because he
And
was
she's
ugly?
because he has not like his teeth are weird. And she said she didn't want anyone snaggletooth. So, and he's a little on the heavier side, but he's not like fat. He's just heavy. He's just a little bit on the, chunkier side in the
He got a
midsection.
little teddy bear life happening.
Yeah, it's a little teddy bear. So like she is over it and basically is like, it's not fair that I don't get to do the experiment and hang out with my friends. So she still wants to move into the apartment that they're supposed to get because they're sharing an apartment. So she's like, she still wants to move into the apartment and it's not fair that even if they don't stay together that she doesn't get to have the rest of the experience. And it's like, no, ma'am, the experience, the show is called
the husband. What the hell you talking
correct.
about?
The show is called Married at First Sight. So the experience is the marriage. That's the experience, not the rest of it. So of course, God. Petty me was like, if I was him, I'd move into the apartment just so she couldn't be there. But that's just me. He's not petty like me. So, anyways, that's it.
All right, y'all. Drop down in the comments and let us know all the things we asked, what you watching, what you thought about this week's shows, any pop culture things you might want us to talk about in the future, and we will see you next week.
Latest.
Oh, and happy Valentine's Day, y'all.
Happy Valentine's Day. Bye, guys.